All right, so I couldn't find a good video to walk through Sleeper, so I figured I'd just do it myself. I'm gonna open my Sleeper app, and the first thing that I see here, yours may look a tiny bit different because I'm in multiple leagues, but I see a list of the 3 leagues I'm in at the top of the screen. And then at the bottom, there's some tutorial videos. These are great to look at if you are new to the app or new to Dynasty Football. There's a Dynasty tutorial over here on the right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on our Dynasty League, and it'll take me to this homepage where you should see Draft Board listed at the top. So if you're someone who likes to do mock drafts, you can click this mock draft button and start one and practice. This set time button should not appear for you guys. That's for me. I can set the draft time, and then you can click over here on this little computer screen with some dots on the right, and that'll take you into the draft room where you can see we're all listed at the top with where we pick, and a list of the players in their order based on our scoring. One of the cool features of the Sleeper app is that if you scroll, you'll see a green line that appears that says kind of where that projected pick's going to fall if the league drafted according to the list. And so I like to use this as I'm planning ahead, especially in a slow draft, to get a look of, okay, this is kind of the region of players where they think that they think may be available when I pick, and kind of use that to plan. So I'm going to hit the X button in the top corner of the screen. It comes back here. On this homepage, they're going to link a lot of things. They're going to link some videos for you to kind of help from their end on drafting. If you scroll down to the bottom and keep scrolling, you'll see a list of the teams with the 2 divisions and who's in each division. And if you keep scrolling, you'll see our league settings, our roster settings, when the playoffs are, how waivers are going to work, the trade deadline, that kind of thing. And if you keep scrolling, you'll see scoring settings. You can review that yourself. And that's what's on this main page. The other thing I want to point out on the main page is in the top left corner of your screen there, you'll see a little chat bubble that says DM. Those are going to be your direct messages on here. And so this app allows us to communicate with each other without having to use a cell phone if you don't want to. And the other thing that's nice about this is if you click on them, it takes you to all the direct messages that you've had. And anytime a trade is proposed to you, it will also appear in a direct message. And so I had one proposed in another league yesterday. I declined this trade, but the trades appear there. And so if you I'm going to scroll a little bit up, you're seeing that you can also have conversations about the trades in here. And so the DM feature is really important. If you hit the back arrow, it'll take you back to all your messages. And then I just click on the far right side of the screen, and it takes me back here. There's 4 tabs at the top of the screen for the Sleeper app. You have the draft tab. Right now, there's also a team tab. So if you go there, it'll show you your roster. Right now, that's totally empty. But one of the things that Sleeper does that's pretty cool is if you scroll all the way down, below your bench, below your injured reserve, below your taxi squad, it lists your draft picks, your upcoming draft picks. And so it has all the picks listed that I possess for our upcoming draft. But if I keep scrolling, it also lists future picks as well. And so Sleeper is great in the fact that it allows us, as you're negotiating trades with other people in the league, you can trade future picks or picks in the current draft with other people. And so as our draft is happening, if you see someone on the board that you're interested in, you can say, hey, I'll give you my 5th and my 7th for your 4th and your 8th, and you guys can discuss those trades. At the top of the screen on the left side, you'll see a trade button. If you click that, it takes you here. If players are placed on the trade block, they will appear at the top of the screen. Active trades are trades that people have proposed to you. And so that also takes you over to the players tab when you click that. So I'm gonna go back to team. There's a list of transactions within the league if you click the transaction tab, and then there's a news tab on the right. If you click that, it'll take you to player news about your players, but because we don't have players, we don't have any news yet. There's also a settings button. If you click that, it takes you into kind of your team. You can customize how often you get notifications and what you get notifications about. I would encourage you to leave them on, especially for the draft, so you know when it's your pick. You can go into your team, change your picture, change your team name, and then as you get players, if you want to give them nicknames, you can do that there. And then if you need a co-owner to help run your team, right now our league's not set up for that, but that's where you would do that. I'm going to swipe to the Players tab, so I'm just swiping my screen to the right. Again, this is where you can make trades. If I wanted to make a trade, I'd click this trade button right below where you see trades on that top bar, and that pulls up everyone's team. And right now it's not players, it's just picks. So if I wanted to make a trade with Ryan, I would select Ryan and then click Start Trade Proposal and say, hey, Ryan, I'll give you my third and my fifth for your second and your sixth. And then I click View Proposal and it pops up here and I can send the trade proposal. You can untoggle this button that says Send Direct Message, but I like to leave it on because it's 2 ways to let someone know that they've received a trade. Back on the Players tab, there's a search button on the left. You can search for any player that you are looking for. There's a trending tab, which is really a really cool thing that Sleeper does. They look at other leagues and how much players are going up or down in terms of being dropped or picked up. And you can, Rico Dowdle is trending right now. I click on him. Once it's available, you could add him from this screen. But if you scroll down, there's lots of news and on how he's doing. And you see that, he was listed as the number 2 running back on their depth chart. That's why he's trending up in this league. Maybe he's worth a flyer on. If you scroll down on the trend tab, you'll see there's also players that are in decline, trending down. And, click on them and it'll tell you kind of some of the new news, right? That Kenny McIntosh hurt his knee. That's why he's out and he's trending down. There's an available tab. This will show all the available players in our league. You can sort it by position. If you want to, you can sort it by rookies only, by players that are available for Superflex or Flex. You can move that around. Then there's leaders, which is the league leaders at position. You can change what is being sorted by clicking on the right here, and you can change all of that. Right now it's just 8, because these are all free agents. It's just based on average draft position or projection, season projections. I'll hit done and pull that up that way. And then again, there's the trade tab. Then that brings us to the league tab, which pulls up our standings and league activity. One important feature to note, and this will come out in our constitution, which will be linked on our hot sheet. The way we determine draft order is through a thing called maximum potential points for, and this is a way of kind of mitigating tanking. So if you want to see kind of where you stand with that, right beside the word standings, you see view details. If I click view details, it pulls up a more detailed breakdown of standings. And there's a max PF on the right of my screen right now that you can see. The first overall pick will be given to the team with the lowest of that number. So that's something to kind of keep an eye on as the league's going, especially if your team's not doing well. And so that is a number that's calculated based on how many teams, had you played your best roster every week, how many points would have been scored. And so part of our draft order is determined using that stat. And so that's how you can find that. You also see kind of on the standings, everybody's waiver money is listed. There's a lot of features to Sleeper. It does feel intimidating, but I hope this helps.